And we are live at Queen's Park, where the winds of change are blowing not only inside of, but outside of the legislature. The weather really starting to pick up here at the top of University Avenue. But red ink, obviously the story, there's clearly a lot of it. But I think the million-dollar question, or should we say the $15 billion question, is exactly who's going to pay for it all. It was this line in Fedeli's speech this morning that may send a chill down the spine of Ontarians.
The hole is deep, and it will require everyone to make sacrifices without exception.
What does that mean? The finance minister was short on details, but the NDP finance critic has an idea.
Until you go to a hospital or try to access one of those services that you think is going to be there for you when you need it, and it's not, that is a worst-case scenario.
Political analyst John Wright worries the Tories may now have to backtrack on some of their campaign promises.
This is a government which in the campaign said that it wouldn't eliminate any jobs whatsoever.
Can that be the case, though, if they want to balance the books?
You know, I think at this stage they're going to be able to say, rightfully, that they didn't know how bad it was.
That's going to be the excuse to cut jobs?
It may well be. It has been the excuse in previous administrations where they've looked at it and said, you know, we thought it was bad, but we didn't know it was bad enough.
What about health care? What about education? These are things that maybe they said we're not going to touch too much, but will they now?
I think that they're going to have to look at new and innovative ways of getting other money into the system.
The Auditor General, whose report on ballooning deficits was one of the ones cited by Fedeli today, was a bit more coy. Clearly there's going to have to be cuts to services. There's going to have to be, right?
You know, I don't know what options there are being considered. I mean, you know, revenue options, expense options. So I think, I think I'm like everybody. I'll wait and see, and we'll audit what those decisions turn out to be when we look at the statements next year.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. There's a lot of blame to go on the Wynne government. But would you believe this has all happened before? The Liberals inherited a $5.4 billion surprise deficit from the Conservatives back in 2003.
It is a deja vu all over again, if you want to put it that way. It's not only the Liberals, and when they did that, it was Mike Harris when he inherited that from Bob Rae, and I'm sure there was a bit of it when Bob Rae took over from the Liberals before that. So this is something that happens. The difference is you got to have a third party, like the Auditor General, tell you whether it's true or not.
So exactly how bad the cuts are going to be, exactly where the cuts are going to take place, we might get a better idea of that in the next month or two. Finance Minister Vic Fedeli set to give his fall economic update at some point in either October or November. Again, the weather really starting to pick up here at Queen's Park. It's been a wild one here, both inside and outside of the legislature today.